The Slime Ranch is a peaceful place, full of quirky and colourful slimes that I definitely treat well. Also, there definitely won't be any outbreaks of demon slimes that try to eat my face.
Ow, he bit my face.
To complete 100%, I'll have to get all 57 achievements, including incinerating chickens, drowning myself, and completing the extremely stressful speedrun rush mode. And I also set out to automate a slime profiteering empire with the goal to earn well over 1 million gold. Welcome to 100% of Slime Rancher.
1,000 light years away from Earth, on a planet known as the Far, Far Range, Beatrix LeBeau begins her first day as a slime rancher. Let's get moving. Come here. Did I just suck up that chicken? Come here.
The pink slime ate the chicken a microsecond before I sucked it up. What a thief. Oh, and by the way, welcome to my ranch.
Oh, I got multiple tanks. I got 4 tanks. Get in there.
These little guys are appropriately named pink slimes, and they are the most common slime variety on the island.
What is it? I don't know what's going on. Ooh, Slimepedia.
Oh. I discovered I could buy some vac pack upgrades, but it was gonna cost me, and I finally spotted slime sustenance.
Oh, hello. Some carrots. Tasty food acquired. Do I give them to these nerds? Pink slimes will eat anything. Oh, pooped out some pink plorts.
When you feed slimes, they produce plorts, and pink slimes are easy to feed because they do indeed eat everything.
The plort market. How do I? Oh, I put the plorts in here. Oh, I got 7 plorts for each of those.
No, those were plorts. You got 7 new bucks in exchange for each of those.
Let's go into the ranch house. Star mail.
I had mail from Casey, indicating I'd slept for an entire year on the journey to this strange island. Far, far away indeed. And there was a letter from my corporate overlords 7Z, who extended me their support for my bold new venture.
Traveling at night is not advisable. Whee! Do I go explore? I go explore. What's over here? The lab. 10,000 coins. Should I jump in the hole? I should jump in the hole. I think I probably shouldn't have jumped in the hole.
I woke up rather soggy on day 2.
Did you guys just procreate? Is that what happened? These guys look like they're unhappy.
Over this way was another area I could unlock with a hefty purse of new bucks.
Oh, hang on. They sell for more now? They sold for 7 yesterday, now they sell for 9. Why?
The price of plorts fluctuates daily, don't you know?
Garden. Purchase.
That was the 250 new bucks I'd started with gone. But a garden is a good investment. Except I had nothing to plant in it just yet.
Where are you guys coming from? Where does chicken come from? You just ate the chicken? He just ate the chicken. That's outrageous.
I finally ventured beyond my ranch, into the dry reef.
Oh, here we go. What the heck?
Over at this H hologram was a note from Hobson, the former slime rancher, who said he'd set off on one last adventure. I guess I was his replacement. And I decided I wanted all the pink slimes.
All of you, get in my gun. So many carrots as well.
Give me all the carrots and some pogo fruit too, and yet more carrots. Each of my vac pack slots had a cap of 20, so it didn't take long for me to fill up on pink slimes and carrots.
Well, that's a big slime. That's a big mama.
I continued exploring the dry reef, and I was amazed to spy a slime that was not pink.
Angry blue slimes? I feel like I've ventured too far already. Let's go get an economy going.
I was initially confused as to why random pink plorts were lying around out here, but these were of course here because the pink slimes had eaten some wild carrots. And I probably should have sucked up that rock slime to take home, but apparently my instinct was to go absolutely bonkers with pink slimes.
Get a carrot farm going, I guess. Look at it go. It's growing in real time, baby. Place all these idiots. How many of you guys can fit in here?
You can fit as many as you can fit, as long as you feed them. Or not. Slimes don't have rights, as far as I can tell.
How do I target the plorts without sucking up like a million?
That was indeed a problem. When I tried to suck up the plorts, I also sucked up every other object in the universe.
How the hell do I suck the plorts up without sucking up all the idiots?
I sold 20 pink plorts for 9 gold a pop.
Give me that money!
I know the currency is called new bucks, but I'm calling it gold from now on because new bucks has too many syllables. I sadly could not afford any upgrades yet, not for the vac pack, nor this corral. But this is the answer to how you can collect plorts neatly. You install a plort collector. I collected and sold a few more pink plorts, and I received mail from Thora West, who introduced me to the range exchange. This is where you can trade goods with other slime ranchers. I bought another corral and headed back out into the wild.
We gotta just scale up, man. We just gotta scale up. Where are them blue slimes at?
I wandered down here. I hadn't found this little nook earlier, and to the left were some friends just hanging out.
What's that? A chickadee, so little and soft you'd think they're filled with marshmallow. What's this big fella? Oh my Largo. Largo slimes. Formed when a slime eats a plort unlike its own. Very interesting. Who's fighting me? Is that the big fella? I thought we were all peaceful here. Give me this big fella. Run the big fella back home.
As you can see, the big fella did not fit in my backpack, but I was able to get him back to the ranch using suction to attach him to my gun. You can see in the top right, this was a pink rock largo. This is what you get when a pink slime eats a rock plort, or a rock slime eats a pink plort. A combination slime.
Is he just gonna escape? He's doing rollies.
Here's why Largo slimes are the way to go. When you feed them, they produce the plorts of both their composite slimes. So feeding this fella a pogo fruit got me a pink plort and my first rock plort. Once I launched the chickadoo across the ranch, I had room for it.
How much does that sell for? 28.
I headed out once more, but this time I turned right instead of left, where another variety of slime awaited me.
Tabby slime.
I worked out the Slimepedia gives some useful info about food habits.
Its diet is meat. Oh, like stony hens? Alright, where do I find... Oh.
The land itself spouts forth slimes in a glorious fountain of color. Thanks. There was a pink tabby largo here, so I did some more investigation into the curious combo slimes.
If a largo eats a plort unlike its two source slimes, it'll transform into a ravenous tar slime.
That sounds terrifying.
Pew!
I returned to the ranch and sold the plorts I'd collected while out and about, and my carrots were ready, so I harvested those and fed my army of pinks, which led to more profit, and with that I had enough gold to place down a corral for my tabbies.
Keeping chickens in their place prevents the uprising. True.
The tabbies eat meat. I figured I'd need a coop in order to generate their food source.
If I feed you a chickadoo... You guys attacking me?
It appeared they were unwilling to eat the baby chicken, which was disappointing. So I called it a night and went to bed. In the morning, I strode forth to suck up some chickens, some rock slimes, and more tabbies.
Oh yeah, I found lots of hens. Give me all the hens. What's this? Whoa! I found a map. Okay, we got a fair bit to explore. This is the dry reef.
I sucked up a bunch more chickens and slimes and soon headed home with a pink rock largo staring at me.
Dash boots. New upgrade available. Yes, I'll take some dash boots.
While I was depositing my new tabby slimes, I got the boop achievement, because apparently one of them booped me on the nose.
If I chuck the hens in a coop, will they multiply?
I bought a coop for 250 gold and slapped all the hens in there, and the answer is no. They won't multiply unless you put a rooster in there too.
Will you guys eat the hens? They do. They do.
As you can see, this wasn't quite adding up. I had way more tabby slimes than I could actually feed.
What is this mass breakout? This is outrageous. Who do you think you are?
I believe most of my slimes were hungry, and since these were pink slimes, they also eat meat. So when they sniffed the hens, they performed an epic prison escape in pursuit of sustenance. I was gonna need to improve security, or maybe just feed my slimes so they didn't rebel.
Are you trying to eat the chicken? Leave the chickens alone, dude.
I sold a few tabby plorts and earned the achievement to sell 100 plorts, and I read some mail from Victor Humphreys, another fellow slime rancher.
He lost his favorite fiddle while fleeing a feral boom slime.
That was an unusual sentence to read. Casey also sent me more mail, reminiscing about a cactus.
Casey got a pet cactus? Good job.
I have a feeling I was unimpressed by Casey's letters. I needed gold, and to make gold I needed plorts, and to make plorts I needed food and slimes. I had way too many slimes, but no food, so I went out to get some. While out, I wandered into this cave, featuring an ominous warning sign.
Huh? Feral slimes. It's hard to be nice on an empty stomach. Here, have some pogo fruit, you weirdos. Are you happy now?
He was indeed happy, and I tried to feed all of them, but this particular fella was especially unhappy with me and kept trying to go boom on my head. They dropped phosphor plorts, so evidently these were pink slimes combined with a new variety of slime. Phosphor slimes.
What's through here? Ooh. A door requires slime key.
When I returned to the ranch, there was an escapee. Not a good sign. I sold the phosphor plorts for 24 a pop, and a bunch of pink slimes had gotten into the tabby corral, but I decided to embrace it. But this meant when the pink slimes ate the carrots and pooped out pink plorts, the tabbies ate the pink plorts.
Making tabby plus pink largos. It's probably a good thing. All my pink slimes got in there. What the heck, dude? These corrals are useless. Hey, what are you doing? Hey! Hey, don't eat all my chickens. You guys are naughty, man. You know that? Oh dear. What did I just do? I didn't want to do that. Oh dear. Oh dear, this is out of control.
I tried to keep the rock slimes separate from all the others, but clearly with the absolutely disgraceful state of things, it was gonna be difficult.
Does anyone know what the hell's going on? Frankly, I don't care what's going on. I love it. So much for my chicken coop. It got invaded.
I'd somehow managed to make over 700 gold in the chaos, and I spent some of it to make another carrot garden. And apparently I could not be bothered trying to contain the largos.
Get out of here. Get out of here.
I headed to sleep, and in the morning more carrots were ready. So I fed the slimes and tried to earn as much money as possible.
So this is working fine. There's no problem with this. Definitely not a giant mess.
Yes, indeed, a well-organized operation.
Oh, there's a feral. Is that a feral? Ah! What the hell do I do with this guy?
Tar slime's favorite food is ranches, apparently, and the only way to get rid of them is to incinerate them or dunk them in water.
Get him in the sea. Ow, he bit my face.
This guy had been created because the rock plus pink largo had eaten a tabby plort, and apparently combining more than 2 slime varieties results in an abomination.
Is the sea this way? I hope so.
I made a decent profit though, particularly from the tabby plorts, so I was able to increase the height of the wall and add a plort collector to this corral.
Oh, you big rock idiot. We want pink tabbies.
I theorized the higher wall would actually keep the slimes in, so I tried to shove all the pink tabby largos in there.
Pink tabbies. Give me pink tabbies. That pink tabby went absolutely flying. Pink tabbies. Shoot more of this crap in there.
Yeah, I don't think you're supposed to put that many largos in one corral.
Where do I pick up the plorts? Here? Oh, I can suck them up? Oh, I just take them out. Interesting.
At least it was easier to collect plorts now. But when your ranch is in shambles, if you turn your back for 5 seconds, this happens.
What the hell? Where'd you guys come from? No, don't eat my friends. Ow, my face. Ow, my face. Ow, my face. Where's that other tar slime? Oh, no. No. No! Get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here. No! Okay. Oh, they like grab their face. That's impressive. We need to start again. What the hell do I do?
I was just able to afford the water pack upgrade, so I picked that up and ran off to go collect some water from this little fountain. And apparently the situation wasn't that urgent in my mind, because I also stopped to collect fruit. But the plan was to use the water to destroy the tar slimes and hopefully get things back on track.
What am I walking home to here? Hey, those guys are still alive. How can that be? Oh, they all disappeared? Oh. Well, that was merciful.
Merciful indeed. And since all the rock slimes had sadly been lost in the violence, I was left with only pinks and pink tabby largos. Do you reckon it's largo or largo? I'm gonna stick with largo.
I stick with just this one type for now, so that I don't go absolutely bananas with whatever the hell just happened before.
And I had enough food to actually feed them, so my economy was fortunately still looking okay. Before I continue trying to recover after that tar crisis, look at this handsome blue man. Big thanks to Game of Thrones Legends for sponsoring this video. Game of Thrones Legends is a puzzle role-playing game featuring epic team-based PvE and PvP battles with collectible and upgradable champions. You can team up iconic characters from Westeros, such as Jon Snow and Drogon, and you can strategically pair characters with weapons. For example, you've obviously got to give Arya Stark Needle for some top-tier stabbing. With a blend of puzzle and RPG elements, you can charge and unleash your champion's special abilities and whip out massive combos to vanquish your enemies. You can form alliances with fellow players as you compete for dominance, and you can form a new House of Westeros, with which you can fight against rival alliances in tournaments and special events. Download Game of Thrones Legends by clicking the link below, or scan the QR code and get 50 gold, 3,000 food, and a daily summon token to start your journey. Alright friends, back to Slime Rancher. A new rancher invited me to trade with him.
You're a handsome fella, you get a very round head.
But I felt totally unprepared to supply what was required for any of these trades, so I ignored this thing for now and instead prioritized harvesting, feeding, and selling plorts. And even though the tabby plorts had dropped down to 20 gold a piece, I decided holding on to them until prices went back up was a luxury I could not afford. Dash boots reduce the energy consumption from sprinting so I can sprint for longer. Boosts energy to 150. I probably should have got the jetpack, but anyway. My slimes soon had more food than they needed, so I headed back out. And I was grateful for my new dash upgrades as I got busy scooping stuff up. I decided to feed some wild slimes because I wanted more plorts, and I ventured through here where I caught some more rock slimes before reading another note from Hobson about how his thirst for adventure had brought him to the far, far range to become a slime rancher.
Oh, where am I going? Oh, hello. Who are you? Tabby Gordo. You want some meat, do you, Tabby Gordo?
I found a locked treasure pod too. I wandered off and found a hen.
Can I feed you the hen, my friend? Tabby Gordo. I get the feeling you want more than just one.
I headed to explore across this dodgy looking bridge, where I found a new variety of fruit.
Hueberry. Delicate sweet and they never roll off the table.
Over some more rickety bridges, I spied another locked door. And further along, it came to a dead end with a crate. I decided shooting the crate at the cliff face was a wise plan.
Oh, that just That just exploded into loot.
Whoops. On the way home, I decided it was about time I visited the big pink dingus. This was another Gordo. Apparently all enormous, stationary, hungry slimes are called Gordo. And since this one was pink, it was happy to eat anything.
What happens when I feed you lots?
I went and grabbed more pogo fruit. And with a stack of 12, I hoped I'd be able to fill the big pink belly.
Oh dude, how much do I have to feed this guy?
I headed home for now and was pleased to see that the pink tabbies had eaten all the carrot I'd left lying around in the corral, meaning quite a pile of plorts had amassed. After selling what I'd collected in the wild, plus what I'd grown at home, my gold counter cleared 1,000 for the first time. I decided to switch it up at this garden.
Let's grow some cube berries. Ooh. Ooh. What a majestic tree.
The next morning, it felt like I had a little bit of a rhythm going as I tended to chores around the ranch.
Price of the pink is good today, 10 a pop.
I upgraded this corral's wall and finally felt comfortable placing down these rock slimes that have been chilling in my vac pack for ages.
I don't think they'll be able to get out of the high walls. Wait. What do rock slimes eat?
They eat veggies, so I had to steal some carrots from this mess here.
I'll give you guys the carrots then, and these guys can have the cube berries, because they'll eat anything.
And just like that, rock plorts were in circulation. They sold for a whopping 39 gold, which felt very juicy after the disappointing downward trend of tabbies. I whacked a plort collector on the rock corral, bought the jetpack upgrade, and...
Oh yeah, let's get this. 30 units of whatever you can vac up is nice. Very good. I feel like I'm getting somewhere now after the absolute chaos.
With that tank booster upgrade, I could now fit 30 items into each vac tank. Once I'd collected some food, I visited Gordo again.
How much more do you want? Oh. Oh. Bon appetit. Burst a Gordo slime. Oh, I got a key out of that. Hey, that's cool.
I launched this crate at a wall above land this time and sucked up my first stony hen. And I returned home to add a couple more rock slimes into here.
I want to take these. I want to give them to you guys. So now you will produce... Don't go flying out. Hey, stay in there. I'll produce tabby and rock plort, which will be insane, right?
Sounds like an ingenious money-making scheme to me.
Put my stony hen in there. I don't know what the point of you is. What's the point of you? You silly stony hen.
When I sold the 30 pink plorts I'd collected in the wild, I earned an achievement.
Earn over 5,000 new bucks.
Slimes seem to get hungry pretty quickly, which means they can produce plorts pretty quickly, which was great news as I was able to buy the sprinkler and nutrient soil upgrades for this garden, making it grow twice as fast and always yield the maximum possible harvest. I got some more mail.
Well, it seems like another wannabe rancher has signed up. Excuse me, Mochi Miles?
Fruit for these guys, veggies for these guys, and profit. Except it seemed flooding the market with plorts had resulted in a significant price drop. The day 7 price for rock plorts had dropped all the way down to 27. I still earned enough to upgrade the other garden before heading out. I went back through this cave because I had that slime key from the pink Gordo ready to go.
Go on then, should I open this? Open a slime gate. Ooh. Where are we now? Indigo Quarry. Yahoo!
There was yet another note from Hobson, who mentioned he met a woman that caught his fancy.
Old mate H found someone here? Some woman? Who? So many chickens. Ooh, there's some fiery looking ones. Oh, I got a jetpack now, don't I? I get a bit of lift. I can get a bit of lift, you know. What are these? Ooh, heartbeats. If you listen to it closely, you can faintly hear a veggie. Hang on, talk to me. Slimes. Favorite is a heartbeat. So they produce more plorts when you give them their favorite?
Yes, indeed. Slimes produce double the plorts if you feed them their favorite food.
Give me that guy. Boom slime.
I continued deep into the Indigo Quarry and found my way into this gloomy cave.
What's going on here? Is this the map? Hey, we unlocked some map. Some map.
The rock Gordo here was keen on veggies, so I promised him I'd bring some of those, but for now I carried on through to here where I sucked up more boomers, more juicy beets, and more chuckins.
This is crazy. Oh, what's this? What is going on over there? Oh, green? A weird green slime? I feel like I can probably jetpack over there.
But for now I jogged it all that long way back to the ranch, where I sucked up all the cube berries I could before planting a heartbeat here instead. The cubes are lovely, but it wasn't a fave food of any of the slimes I had. And heartbeats are the beloved of rock slimes, so I wanted those to pile up ASAP. I fed the rock slimes the rest of the heartbeats and enjoyed double plortage.
Make all you guys big. I may have overfilled this one though. Go went.
The few remaining rock slimes evolving into rock tabbies was launching nerds everywhere. It was glorious. I upgraded the coop so that baby chickens would grow up twice as fast, except I had 0 baby chickens, so I'm not sure why I did this. I upgraded the walls on my third corral, into which I placed the boom slimes I brought home. They went boom. I also unlocked the 7Z rewards club somehow, but the first rank was going to cost me 750 gold.
I'm not that rich yet. I'm working on it. Give me a chance here.
The boom slimes eat meat, and I'd already concluded that maintaining a good source of hens was a pain, so I combined the booms with rocks.
There we go, we got some rock boomers.
Rock slimes of course love beets, and when you make a Largo, it shares the food habits of both its composite slimes.
Nice. Oh dear, that's not what we want. That's not what we want. Go, 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 go. We gotta go sell. Don't cross-contaminate, you silly dinguses. Sell?
With good reason, I'd completely lost confidence that even the high walls could keep my overcrowded slimes captive. So I was rushing to put an air net upgrade on top.
So they shouldn't fly out now? Theoretically? Hey, what are you doing over here? Stop being cheeky. I feel like I got too many of you guys. Get out of here.
Since I had so many of the blue idiots, I decided I'd just launch any escapee into the stratosphere. And since all 3 of my corrals were now full of veggie enjoyers, I felt like I had a good thing going. It was now just a matter of continuing to upgrade, and so I spent all of day 8 busy around the ranch, spending gold as soon as I earned it. My next investment was another garden in which I began growing more heartbeats. And as I fed my beet enjoyers many a beet, I earned the tasty achievement for feeding 50 slimes their favorite food.
You keep doing this, you get sent into the ocean. Anyone who escapes, you're getting sent into the ocean, alright? Stop being silly.
The boom plorts were selling for 75 a pop.
Boom plorts making me rich, man.
I upgraded my vac tanks so they could now fit stacks of 40, and I put air nets on the other 2 corrals, which would hopefully reduce the chance of escapees being consigned to drowning. I went chicken hunting and managed to feed the tabby gordo 11 hens and 2 stony hens. And this was the first time I'd stayed out until dark, and I discovered why I'd been warned not to earlier. These angry fellas emerge at night. I decided to feed them and yoink their plorts. I brought home a small army of chicks, so I popped them in the coop to give them a chance to grow into delicious morsels. I of course fed the slimes and sold their produce, and while I of course wanted to do this because profit is delicious, having so many slimes jammed into these corrals meant there was more busy work than I was expecting.
That's the most plorts I've ever had, I think, but the prices are all terrible. We just make money on volume. Not bad, not bad, not bad.
I used the profit to make another slime-ready corral. The chicks had grown up, so I sucked most of them towards oblivion, and on my way to their oblivion, I caught my first male chicken.
A roosteroo? Oh.
Not a roosteroo, a roostro, you goostro. And here is that chicken oblivion I spoke of.
Surely. 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 Seriously?
That is one hungry Gordon.
I got a message from Bob.
The tabby slimes love stony hens, and I found the stony hen motherlode in the quarry.
Look at all these chickens. Surely 10 more stony hens. He only needed 2 more. Alright, good. Bunch of tabbies. Oh, what the hell? Wait, what? Where am I? The docks. Ranch expansion. Wait, what? Huh? Where am I? Is that my ranch? I just got a teleporter. Evidently.
Yes, indeed. A rather generous gift from Gordo.
Yeah, if this end of the teleporter is close to my house, that is great news, because I was beginning to think this map is kind of big.
Day 9 was a busy one, but it paid off nicely.
A quick new buck. Earn 5,000 new bucks in a single day. Rich? Rich? Well, let's go this way. The ranch's very own wild side. Okay, so we've expanded the ranch.
There was a deactivated teleporter here, and further through, an area with a few more spots available to build stuff.
This is where I activated the teleporter. Oh yeah, okay, it's available now. Sick. Chickens are escaping. High walls. Dude, what's going on with these chickens? We got mail from Bob. Hello. Hello, chickens. Hello, chickens. Chicken. Hello, Bob. P.S. Chicken. Alright, Bob.
While selling plorts in the morning, I earned the achievement to sell 1,000. I decided it was time to add auto feeders to the corrals. You shove food in these and it periodically dispenses it to the slimes. I added 3 of them at 500 gold a pop.
Oh, energy up to 250. So I can run faster for longer. What do you want? Bob? Chicken? Chickens. Oh, Bob wants chickens? Oh, dude, Bob, I can help you with that. I can help you with that, Bob. Bob, I actually have what you want. I can't believe it.
I knew there had to be a good and noble reason for hoarding so many chickens, and what is more noble than helping out Bob?
Bob, your chicken lover. Here you go. Bob, chicken lover, Bob. Hell yeah. A hasty exchange achievement.
That was an achievement for getting a request done early in the morning, I think. My morning's plort earnings plus the 500 gold from Bob afforded me a new garden in the overgrowth area, in which I planted cuberries, and another garden in which I planted more beets. I jogged it all the way out to the quarry, where I picked up my first odd onion.
Onions? Onions? Oh wait, what? Is that not a new type of slime? Puddle slime.
I don't know where the puddle slimes were the last time I visited this pool, but give me some of those. I then jetpacked across the gap.
Go, go, go. Alright, give me some of this green slime. Rad slime.
These guys are radioactive, so it's best not to stand near them too long. I headed up here and floated my way across this craggy area, and the quarry just kept on going. I sucked up a few more rad slimes here.
Dude, where am I? I'm all the way up here. Oh. Where does this go to? Wait, what? Damn it, I didn't want to come home.
The puddle plorts sold for 45, not too bad. I put the rads in here and immediately combined them with boomers.
Radioactive explodey idiots.
The rads' favorite food is oca oca. I didn't have any of that yet, so I just fed them any old veggie for now, and the setup was more lucrative than ever, but it was taking more and more busy work to keep the operation running without slimes raging from hunger. I placed a pond in the overgrowth, and I'd learned from the Slimepedia that puddle slimes can't become largos, they don't eat anything, they just survive off water, and they won't produce plorts if there are more than 3 other slimes nearby, so I figured this was the ideal setup. I also ripped the beets out of this garden and began growing odd onions instead, which earned the salad bar achievement for having 3 different veggies growing on the ranch at once. By 9 AM the next morning, I'd refilled my wallet up to almost 4,000 gold, so I bought these upgrades for more health and a pulse wave ability. Just then, another new upgrade became available, so I grabbed an improvement to the jetpack too. One of the odd things about odd onions is that they grow mixed in with carrots for some reason. How odd.
See if we can appease the Gordo. I bring offerings, Gordo.
As you can see, I brought a great volume of vegetables, and Rock Gordo was indeed appeased. I grabbed the rock slimes that popped out, and this crate had a phosphor slime, so I grabbed that too. I hadn't seen one of these before, except in Largo form. And this gave me another 2-way teleporter back to base, connected to an area of the ranch I was yet to unlock. I headed off to continue exploring.
Oh gosh. Why did my jetpack not work?
It's because my vac pack didn't have enough energy, and all the slimes and veggies I had were sadly drowned as a result. I brought the Grotto Ranch expansion, a cavernous area with a few more spots to build stuff, and access to that new teleporter I'd just unlocked. There was also a note from Hobson, talking of how he never seemed to be able to quench his thirst for greater things. I got the achievement to earn over 25,000 new bucks. I maxed out my vac pack size at 50, and since I'd passed out and woken up a whole day later, I figured I'd better tend to my hungry slimes before continuing my exploration.
I don't know about these guys that are both radioactive and explosive. Seems like a bad plan.
When I was in the overgrowth section of the ranch, I noticed something.
I just realized there's an entrance out this way.
Yes, indeed, a sneaky little path along the coastline of the dry reef.
A present?
The present crate had a decorative item in it.
Glitch ornament. What the hell? Who's that big chonker? Got a beach ball slime toy?
Are these the ribs of some enormous monster? There was a locked door just up past the ribs.
I used to come to this beach to think. I'd sit and stare at those distant rings and ruminate on who created them and for what purpose. I'm pretty sure they're ribs.
The Gordo here was a tabby, so it wanted meat. And quite a few chickens spawned in the overgrowth section of the ranch, so that was handy. I chucked those and a bunch of chicks into the coop. Then it was time for evening chores, culminating in this.
Even with the crappy prices, I'm just getting so many plorts, I guess. The rad plorts and the explodey plorts at least sell decently.
And I was grateful to the moist fellows for passively producing some plorts, even if they only made 12. I'd noticed a sneaky path next to the quarry teleporter earlier, so on day 13 I hovered from rock to rock exploring.
What the heck? There's a pink slime Gordo.
I continued over this way, but there wasn't much here, though I did find a tabby ornament and some pogo fruit.
Oh dear, I nearly died. Oh, there's music. Hell yeah. It's a party.
Somehow, the pogo fruit was enough to make this fella explode.
Oh, he's done already. That was easy.
These pink slimes were looking good, and these crates were full of yet more ornaments. There was also a nightlight here, a slime toy apparently, so I carried it home.
Oh, you guys can have a toy. It's gonna be the ornament wall, I guess.
I kept busy farming plorts for a few minutes, and I soon had over 10,000 gold.
I believe that's enough money for the lab. Boom. Create gadgets using slime science. Time to get crafty. Holy dooly.
The builder's shop here had a bunch of blueprints for sale.
Collect resources from wild bees.
I was especially excited to see teleporters on the list. This refinery is where you can dump resources to be used to fabricate gadgets, and this is where you can choose what to fabricate. I bought the novice pump recipe. I collected some plorts, and I shot them into the refinery. Sadly, that wasn't enough to actually make anything just yet, but it was a start. The lab had created another way to use up plorts and spend all my gold, so the daily grind tending to the slimes was as important as ever. I mean, the game is called Slime Rancher, so that's fair enough, I guess. I dumped a decent amount of plorts in the refinery, and I learned about gadget mode.
Oh, I can have gadgets all around these places. What the heck? Warp tech, utilities, decorations. So there's gadget spots, yeah, like everywhere. Okay, this is gonna get out of hand.
I shot a bunch more plorts in and I was able to fabricate a drill. I couldn't make any more though because I didn't have enough pink plorts.
I don't have enough pink plorts. How do I not have enough pink plorts? What is going on?
I placed it down over here and it said it lasts for 1 cycle, and by the look of the timer on it, a cycle is 12 minutes. I tracked down some more pink plorts and made a pump too, which I placed down next door.
I have no idea what these are gonna do. Can rotate them?
The treasure cracker upgrade finally became available, but I needed 4,500 gold to get it, so I got to work.
Has it been 12 minutes yet? Why is 12 minutes so long?
I placed another drill down because why not?
I think I want this spot here right next to my base. It's a shame to demolish this because this cost me like over $1,000, maybe even close to $2,000 to set up, but I want a silo here.
I upgraded it so it could fit a bunch of stuff, and then I barely used it the entire playthrough.
I just spent so much money on something that I don't even know if I'm going to use. Damn it. The drill is finishing in 4, 3, 2, 1. Ready? Ready for a dance? Hell yeah. Oh. Okay, and then it's done. Jellystone.
Basically, the drills, pumps, and apiaries produce various materials that can be shot into the refinery and used to make gadgets. Strange diamonds are pretty rare, so it was a good effort getting one from my first drill.
I guess they're not a money-making endeavor. Like, can I put the strange diamond into here? No. Okay, so these are purely for refining.
Soon the pump was dancing too, and it produced a bunch of primordial oil.
It's prehistoric.
I had heartbeat regret after destroying that beet farm to fit in the useless silo, so I made a new beet farm. And maybe the silo wasn't so useless after all, because I shoved some surplus cube berries in there until I had a chance to track down some cube berry loving slimes. Speaking of cube berry lovers, phosphor slimes were out and about enjoying the dark of night. You may have noticed I didn't actually go to bed on day 14.
Hey, achievement to stay up all night. Hell yeah.
I decided to mix the phosphor slimes with rads, but they began disappearing before my eyes.
Did all the other ones just die? Where did all the little ones go? Wait, what? Oh, daylight? I really should have thought of that.
It goes without saying, I kept busy exploiting slimes for their delicious plorts. And since it goes without saying, I'm gonna stop saying it so much from now on. If you see my money go up, you know how. I made a new corral in the dark of the grotto, ready for phosphor slime attempt 2, and after a long hiatus, I finally paid another visit to the quarry. I spotted a way down here I hadn't noticed before.
A little sneaky. Oh, a big boy. What the hell, dude? Dude, why are those guys angry? Run! Oh, oka. That's what we need.
I collected some more rad slimes and boomers too.
Dude, what the heck is going on? What is that pig noise? Stop that. Oh, there's a whole army of tars. Run!
I found another locked door. I fed a bunch of veggies I'd found in my travels to Gordo here, but it wasn't enough. I put the rad slimes in here and shot boom plorts at them to make a bunch more radioactive boomers. And I put the boomers in here and shot rock plorts at them to make a bunch more rocky boomers.
Okay, we've expanded these and they're probably all over full now, but that's obviously the smart play. Like, why wouldn't they be over full?
I used the darkness to catch more phosphor slimes.
Oh yes, give me more. That's beautiful.
And this time I had a suitably dim home waiting for them.
We'll do a garden here. Wait, what?
I do believe that is not a garden, so that was a waste of gold, but I soon had the garden down in which I planted the oka I'd brought home. I shot a bunch of rad plorts in here, and this might be the most full corral of all. How good. And look how useful this silo is. Definitely not a waste of money. Some of these guys managed to escape, but don't worry, my punishment was swift. And I began buying music box upgrades for each corral, because it apparently keeps the slimes more relaxed. By the way, I could have used my useless silo to store plorts until a favorable price showed up at the market, but as you can tell, I was too impatient for that, so I continued to sell plorts willy-nilly because I wanted money and I wanted it now. As I sold my first phosphor plort harvest, I earned the achievement to sell 2,500 plorts at the market. And these guys appeared to be vibing to the music from their new music box. I brought this Gordo a bunch of carrots.
Okay, where does this take me? Oh, this took me to an island.
There were some pretty fire flowers on this island and in this cave.
Wait, these guys look new. Are you guys new? Crystal slime, hell yeah. Oh, and they love odd onions, good.
Outside, I saw something tantalizing.
What the hell's that? Give me that. What was that? It sounded shiny and it looks shiny and it splattered into the wall.
Higher up the island, I found a crystal lago.
Is this a diggy spot? It looks important.
After catching a few more crystal slimes, I headed off.
Dude, we got so... Look at this. This is crazy.
I unlocked the pink teleporter for 750 gold, but it required deep brine and hexacomb. I wasn't sure about the deep brine, but I figured the hexacomb would come from an apiary. So I unlocked the novice apiary for 500 gold, but I needed honey plorts to make those. So it felt like actually building a teleporter was still a while off. I set up a new corral next to the lab, and since pink plorts appeared to be essential to lots of gadget recipes at the lab, I decided to turn this into pink crystal largos to increase the number of pink plorts being generated. Oca had grown, so that became my go-to food for the boom rads, since rads love oca. And I think it's fair to say I had quite a few plorts flying around. So I finally picked up treasure cracker, and I grabbed another health upgrade too. A couple of minutes later, I had 5,000 gold again.
I was going to use this money to unlock more stuff at the lab, but I'm curious. I want to unlock the docks. Boom.
The docks had a ready-made pool and 4 more spots to build stuff, with lovely slime sea views. There was yet another note from Hobson too, who was once again rambling about his need to move on to the next thing. I moved my puddle slimes down to the dock pool and gathered chickens before returning to this tabby who finally exploded after eating too many chicken nuggies.
So teleporter to another island. Okay, sick.
I poked around a bit, but this island wasn't too exciting, though it did have a pink Gordo and the first pod I ever opened.
Hey, I found something. My first pod? Oh? Wait, what? Oh, it gives blueprints.
I scavenged all the food I could find around the island and attempted to blow up the pink chonka. Not quite.
I believe there's an exciting achievement involving a tar slime. Gotta let him bite you in the face twice. 1. 2. Maybe it's 3 times. 3. Maybe it's more than 3 times. 4. How many times do I have to let him bite me in the face for this achievement? I'm gonna die soon. Oh, it was hold on to a tar for 15 seconds. I misremembered what the achievement was, but I got it.
I eventually managed to blow up the pink.
Oh, we got a key. Finally.
I returned to the mainland, specifically to the area with the big ribs, and I opted to use the key to open this door here. It led to a green treasure pod.
Spiral steam.
And this was just a random path with chickens and angry slimes that led back to the main area of the dry reef, so that felt like a bit of a scam, as I'd used up a slime key for a rather useless shortcut. I found another pod, and this gave the sponge tree blueprint. And back in the useless shortcut, I realized a path branched off here which led to a cave that was home to a phosphor gordo. So I felt a bit better about my slime key use, because at least it led to this handsome shiny boy. I returned to the base to grab some cubes, and this phosphor gordo got me another key.
A key begets another key. And that is what we like to see.
Much of day 18 was spent busy with chores around the ranch, and once I had about 8,000 gold, I went on a bit of a rampage and bought a handful of gadget blueprints. And I began a habit of shoving all my pink plorts into the refinery. I soon returned to exploring, and I tried to keep an eye out for treasure pods I could unlock. I finally crossed these dodgy bridges once more and opened this door, and this was definitely not a wasted slime key.
Ooh. Discovered the moss blanket. Wait, what? Oh, this is a whole new area. Yeah, this is a very different biome. I've got to drop down? That sounds scary. Whatever, let's do it. Hello everyone.
As I began looking around, a couple of new blueprints spontaneously became available, and I found the exact variety of slime I was after.
There we go, there's some honey slime. Good.
I found a honey slime gordo among the flowers up on this shelf, and I found the map thingo for this region, and so the map was revealed. This pod had some wild honey and royal jelly, and though I didn't know it at the time, the royal jelly is a fairly rare refinery material, so this was a pretty good find. I made my way across the water, and at first I thought there was nothing too exciting in this area, but then I spotted this guy. After dispensing with many carrots, I finally sucked him up. A hunter slime. Have you ever been in love, Beatrix? Makes you feel all achy inside, like a day after your soul's been to the gym. That's the best way I can describe it. Calm down, Hobson, that's much too romantic. I kept an eye out for mint mangoes, which the Slimepedia told me were the favorite food of honey slimes. But my backpack was full anyway, so when I saw this teleporter, I decided to head home. I shot the honeys and the hunter into a new corral next to the lab, as I figured I might as well make hunter honey largos to represent the moss blanket in style. I bought the advanced drill blueprint and made one of those as I continued collecting refinery materials from my gadgets, and I got more mail from Casey talking about a hike we went on. And I was beginning to realize these letters appeared to be reminiscing about the love story between Beatrix and Casey. Since I am not really Beatrix and this is just a video game, I must admit the sentiment was lost on me. I fed my honey slimes cube berries for now, not their fave, but it'll do, and I continued scaling out my material collection operation as I placed down more apiaries, drills, and pumps.
Wait, what? Oh. I thought I lost the hunter, but I didn't. He goes invisible. Sneaky fella. Fill the refinery up. Fill it up.
Let's talk about how the plort market works.
The crystal plort went all the way down to 45? That's so sad.
My understanding is the fluctuations are random. However, if you sell more than 25 of one type of plort in one day, the sell price of that plort will dramatically drop the following day. So these crystal plorts had given me 78 a pop yesterday, and overnight had tanked down to a sad 45. I returned to this island and gave Crystal Gordo here a feast of veggies, which earned me another slime key. I opened some more pods, and some of them were giving me materials to make gadgets with, which is a good thing but also a bad thing, because the inventory space was beginning to annoy me. Having only 4 slots was deadly. I continued opening dancing gadgets, hoping the stuff I needed for teleporters would drop, but I was still baffled about Deep Brine and Indigonium, which was refusing to show up. Clearly I was missing something. Spoiler alert, I was missing something.
Uh-oh. What noise did I just hear? No. How did you get in there?
Thankfully, some dollops of water quickly destroyed the tar slime. But the only way the tar could have gotten in there in the first place is if a random plort somehow found its way into that corral. And since I had plorts lying around, I guess an unruly escapee ate one and then broke back into the corral. I don't know, but this was a bit of a mess. My solution was to shoot a couple of Largos into the ocean and hope that somehow solved the problem.
Oh wait, is there one of these here? There's a pod right here.
This pod gave me some deep brine and hexacomb.
I feel like it gave me everything I need for a teleporter. Oh, not quite. Not even close, actually.
By this point, many of my slimes were somewhat underfed, and the corrals were somewhat overflowing with plorts. The ideal combination. It'll be fine. I returned to the quarry because I had a key up my sleeve, and I vaguely recalled the location of a door.
What's in here? Oh, here's a door. We find a door. Oh wait, is this another new area? It looks like it. Oh, what is going on here? Hello. These guys look like they want to eat plorts. I think I see what you want from me. I needed a plort from most of the slimes I'd met so far, and I assumed once I'd brought those, this majestic door would open. I returned to the nearby quarry and claimed a wild rock plort. No, not tar. Go away, idiot.
And a boom plort too.
That is 2 varieties secured. Here you go. Nice. Give the boom fella one. Great teleporter.
With that, I had 4 more to go, so I returned to the ranch to grab those. While there, I read another life-changing letter from the lovesick Casey, and I bought 10,000 gold worth of 7Z rewards ranks. Some of these ranks upgraded the look of my ranch.
Oh wow. Oh wow, that is an upgrade. Hell yeah.
I also unlocked some new color schemes, so I changed the look of my house. I slept the night so I could gaze upon the glory of my base in the morning light, but skipping about 8 hours of the day just meant all my farms had grown, and all my slimes were once again hungry. And with 7 overfull corrals, it took me literally all day running around like a goose on the loose to somewhat get things organized. Somewhere in there, I spent 9,000 gold to unlock Treasure Cracker 2, so I would now be able to unlock blue treasure pods.
This is definitely a lot of busy work, but hopefully it's scaling me up towards glory.
Even with all my busy work, there were still hundreds of plorts just chilling in plort collectors at the end of the day. I slept the night, and ranch chores beckoned to me, but I said hell no, and headed off through the quarry portal.
What is your deal? What do I do with these things? Water. Diet meat. Oh, it said diet meat if I feed it. Maybe I'll get gold? Oh, there's a... Okay, that's a higher tier again. Have I been in here? Wait, what the hell? Oh, I can get crystal slimes on the mainland. Huh.
Yes, indeed, an entire crystal area tucked away. How about that?
Oh, is this a tier 2? It is. Okay. I can now open the blue ones with my tier 2 cracker. Damn it, I want that stuff. But I don't have room. Phosphor? Rad. Missed. Rad. How? What the? Rad. Honey. Tabby. Majestic.
Majestic indeed. And through I went and discovered a new land.
Into the past. The ancient ruins, huh?
The ancient ruins featured these funky round button thingos, which when pressed moved doors up and down. So I pressed a few of these as I navigated my way through the somewhat maze-like structures.
Ethereal trees? What?
There was certainly something strange about these ruins.
What is that? Wait, what? Eventually I came to realize what this place was for and how to utilize it. Will you do the same? Bro, don't troll me. Help me. Quantum slime. Give me all the quantum slime. Give me all the quantum slime.
I checked out the Slimepedia entry for these glitchy fellas and discovered their favorite food is phase lemons. I found this gold echo, which confused me greatly, but I later worked out these are just decorative items, and I flicked another switch and continued exploring, and soon found a Hobson note about how in life there are choices that must be made.
Either path you choose is going to make you hurt some for want of walking the other. Life is filled with doors like these. That's profound.
Yes, indeed. Only one of the two doors he was referring to could open at a time, so I had to choose. But I soon discovered I could just climb into each area anyway, so I didn't even need the doors. And that made his words much less profound, because I had my quantum cake and ate it too, by climbing some rocks. Anyway, I continued through the ruins, collecting various colored echoes for some reason. In fact, I got rid of all my other stuff in order to exclusively collect echoes, because I thought I would need them for something. I revealed the area's map, I hovered about using my jetpack, I closed and opened many doors, and I was honestly very lost.
Oh wait, what the hell? I somehow got to the end.
And so I headed into the structure before me.
Into the depths of the ancient temple. I need a key. I need a flaming key. What am I doing with all these echoes?
I backtracked and continued exploring. Looking for what? I don't know. I eventually googled what the echoes were for, and upon learning they had no practical use, I dumped the green one and sucked up a bunch of quantum slime. I found some pods, and I spied the back of a boom gordo, so I resolved to bring him some meat at some point.
Where are these phase lemons? Oh. Give me that thing. What does it want? What is it? Why can't I get it? No, it was golden. Hello, phase lemons.
That golden slime was indeed a gold slime. You can't catch them, unfortunately. There'll be more on gold slimes later. For now, I was obsessed with trying to find phase lemons.
I don't know, man. Phase lemons don't seem to exist. It's making me very sad.
I found some chickens to feed the gordo, which made it appear on the map, guaranteeing I'd be able to find it again later.
You look like phase lemons. Get into me.
And then I found a Hobson note I'd missed, and he was actually helpful this time.
But here's the trick. If you want those lemons, you've got to be willing to part with a fruit of your own.
I tracked down some pogo fruit, and...
So like this. Well, that didn't work, did it? Here we go. Aha. Here we go.
With that, I was ready to head back home, which earned me an achievement that proved how long I was lost in the ruins.
Returned to the ranch after more than 24 hours. Huge.
I planted a couple of phase lemon trees, and I set up a corral for the quantum slimes.
I got like 1 million of these things to open.
So I got collecting.
Wait, the quantum slimes are already out? Wait, no they're not. These just apparitions? Yeah, but I still need deep brine or indigonium. Where the hell do I get those?
I kept busy with chores deep into the night, and I think my quantum slimes were hungry.
How are these guys getting out? How the heck are these guys getting out? Are they just phasing through with their quantum powers?
I felt like their escape artist shenanigans would trigger a catastrophe, so I made them into pink quantum Lagos so that I could immediately feed them, which calmed them down and made them less escape prone. I needed heaps of pink plorts for the refinery anyway, so I figured this was a win-win. Even still, I remained worried they would cause a tar slime outbreak, so I set up a corral around the corner and moved them all there, a little bit further away and theoretically less likely to cause trouble. Beyond that, there were plorts flying everywhere. More pumps and drills were soon ready, but I still didn't get the specific resources I was after. I even looked at the Slimepedia entries where the answer to my troubles was staring me in the face, but I was too much of a goose to realize. I bought rank 8 in the 7Z rewards club, which added a slime toy shop to my ranch, and honestly, I could have just stayed busy tending to my slimes 24/7 if I wanted. I bought some of those toys. Each slime has a favorite, and these supposedly keep them happy. I fed the quantum pinks the first phase lemon harvest, and I remained stuck on the endless cycle of ranch jobs well into day 25, but eventually it was time to head off with a backpack full of chickens. When I was in the quarry, catching even more chickens, I found something in a cave.
Oh, there's a stinky Gordo here. What do you like? You like okay, there's another Gordo. That's good.
I was excited because I hoped the radioactive fella would give me a slime key, but I saved that for later. I had another Gordo in mind.
Surely this is enough, by the way. Oh, I had exactly enough? Hell yeah. What do we get? A key. Yes. Yes. Give me that key, man. Alright. We continue onward. Where does this lead? Oh, goodness gracious. The end of the ancient ruins. The ruins used to be some kind of warp station. Oh, hell yeah. That's right, I forgot about this crap. I just need 5 quantum plorts, it looks like.
I headed back to feed some yellow blobs a bit of fruit and claim some of their plorts.
Bomb. Meh. Meh. I believe the portal is open. Shall we? Hobson? Shall we? Okay, let's go. Okay. Oh, the glass desert, huh? Smoke, fire, and mirrors.
Yes, indeed. Welcome to the mysterious glass desert. I emerged from the temple to see an enormous moon, and strange formations of glass littering the landscape.
What is that? Funky cactus plants too? Oh, hello. Dervish slime.
Aside from the whirly slime, it was rather quiet.
Oh. Wait, what?
And apparently I needed to shoot some plorts in this statue's mouth, but I didn't recognize this type of slime. I continued along and came upon another weird nub thing, another statue, and a strange tinkling noise.
Oh. Gilded ginger. Very few ranchers will ever read this. Favored by gold slime.
This is the favorite food of the elusive gold slimes, which cannot be grown in farms, so this was quite a juicy find. I spotted the odd dervish, but other than that it was rather lifeless in the glass desert, and then it got toasty. Fiery storms like this happen every so often here.
Hey, what's that? Oh, what was that? That looked like a slime. It is a slime, right? Fire slime.
These storms are the only chance you get to snag fire slimes, so it was nice to get a couple. I eventually made my way through this archway and arrived at this open area in the center of the desert. As I entered, I immediately took a right into this area, where I found a locked door and some of the silly hungry statues. But unlike the earlier statue, I immediately knew these ones wanted rock plorts. There were some random rock slimes back where I'd come from, so I found some beets and claimed some plorts. Except I only found 2 statues, and evidently there were more, because nothing happened when I fed them. This fancy fountain held a clue.
Oh, there's one more. Yeah, there's one more according to this.
I soon spotted it and headed off to get more rock plorts. On the way back, I got distracted.
It's this guy. Who are you? What variety of slime is this? Tangle.
By this guy, I meant this Gordo appeared to be the slime variety that I needed for the statues earlier in the desert, with the leaves on his head. For now, I fed the third rock idiot and sparked a glorious rejuvenation.
Is the water flowing? I can hear water. Oh, ancient water.
My first instinct was to shoot the ancient water at a chicken in hopes it would turn it into a dinosaur, but I soon figured out what I was supposed to do.
Oh, maybe I shoot it at one of those weird bushes? I shoot it at this thing for sure. Here. Oh, what the hell? What are you? Mosaic slime. I'm terraforming. Is this Planet Crafter?
I'd found 3 new slime varieties in the glass desert already, very juicy. And I next ran out with my 30 seconds of ancient water to spray about, and the desert continued to spring into life. I found the map for this area, and I began hunting chickens, because this big buffhead up the top of the ramp was fond of meat. I flew atop this section of the ruins, where I found my first prickle pear bush. Another firestorm afforded me the opportunity to snag some more fire slimes, and I sparked some more rejuvenation with the splash of ancient water.
Oh, here's some tangle slimes. Dude, there's so many new varieties of slimes here. What is going on? How am I supposed to get all of these bad boys home?
I was indeed well and truly out of space in my backpack. I fed some of the newly arrived tangles some chicken, claimed some tangle plorts, and returned to the first area of the glass desert to feed these hungry statues.
Oh, there's a Gordo up there as well. A dervish Gordo.
I fed Mr. Gordo a pear to help him appear on my map, and I searched about for the third tangle slime statue. It took a while, but I eventually spotted something up high in the ruins, so I jetted over to discover this area's fountain room. Also up high, I eventually found the final statue. I soon returned with the plort, and this area's fountain began offering up its delicious juice, which I diligently watered all the little weird buds with. These oases didn't offer up anything new, but they significantly improved the vibe. One of the wonders of the desert are the painted hens, which I mercilessly fed to Gordo here, and I spent all of the daylight hours of day 27 scouring the desert for any other chickens.
This is the most dumb, stubborn way to do this. I should have gone back to base like half an hour ago, set up some new slimes, set up some new gardens, but nope.
But finally, the big idiot was full up and ready to burst.
Oh yes, it's a teleporter. Yes, it's a teleporter. Okay, worth. Wait. What was that? You, come here. Oh, it ran straight into a wall.
That gold slime actually ate something and pooped out a gold plort. There it is right in front of me. But somehow I channeled biggest goose in the universe energy and completely failed to realize that's what it was. So I did not pick it up. I grabbed some tangles and headed through the teleporter.
Oh, it's not. It's not two-way.
Yeah, I was really hoping that'd be a two-way teleporter, but I was gonna have to return to the desert the long way. For now though, I planted the prickle pear I brought back, earning the fruit cocktail achievement for having 3 different fruit trees on the ranch, and I set up an incinerator with an ash trough, which is the perfect home for fire slimes apparently. Fire slimes, like puddle slimes, can't become Largo, so I left them to do their thing. After putting the tangles in this spare corral near the lab, it was time for some chores around the ranch.
Wait, what? What? Did you see that? Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, the tangles have big snatchy vines that they shoot up from underground, so they can steal food, or in this case plorts, even if it's outside their corral.
Are you going to be able to reach in there? Dude, how do I isolate all these slimes?
They couldn't seem to reach into the neighboring corral, so I left them for now, and I finally read some tooltips more carefully.
Exclusive to the Indigo Quarry. No wonder. I'm so dumb. Why didn't I read that earlier?
You can only have 6 drills placed total, so I had to demolish some, but then...
So if I put a drill in the quarry area, it should get me indigonium. Put some pumps here. Surely you get deep brine from the dock. It's close to the ocean.
I got rid of this farm and moved the tangles to the overgrowth,
where they can't steal anything. I don't care if they steal that chicken. That's fine.
I headed back out and fed this handsome booger a bunch of oka oka, which earned me a slime key, which I took to the area with the big door at the entrance of the ancient ruins. I used it to open this, which ended up just being a shortcut to the moss blanket. I'd barely explored the moss blanket earlier, so I decided to poke around a little, and I worked out you can place gadgets out here, which was quite a revelation, planting the idea that perhaps I was supposed to put drills all the way out here, and of course making me realize that teleporters could be more than just a way to get around the ranch faster. I don't know what my objective was for this sojourn into the moss blanket, but it did not last long, because I returned home to check my drills.
Surely this counts as the Indigo Quarry, right? Like, help me out here. Didn't give me any.
Yeah, no indigonium. And even though in my mind this section of the ranch was technically part of the Indigo Quarry biome, after my discovery that I could place gadgets all over the world, I concluded that I probably needed to place these drills in the actual Indigo Quarry. For now, I decided to give those drills one more chance to deliver the goods. And to kill time while I waited, I jogged it all the way out to the glass desert, where I found another gilded ginger. I fed this handsome Gordon a ton of prickle pears and earned another slime key, and I used that key to open the way deeper into the desert.
Oh. Ominous.
There was a steep drop down to what appeared to be flowing sand, and on the other side of that drop were some ruins thirsty for rejuvenation, featuring statues hungry for mosaic plorts. I scoped out the area briefly before jetpacking over and continuing along this way. There was a pass among the cliffs that also thirsted for ancient water, and once through, yet more ruins. The iconic shimmery tinkly sound led me to yet another gilded ginger. I don't know if I was super lucky, but 3 that quickly was a pretty good day, and there was a lot of exploring to be done. I found some silver parsnips, the favorite food of mosaic slimes, so I returned to the mosaic slime ruins, where I shot out some mosaics I'd caught earlier and fed them some silver veggies, earning some plorts which I shot into the statue's gaping maws. The fountain was tucked away underneath on its own little platform, so some jetpacking was required, but out plopped ancient water, and soon 3 new spots were full of life.
Okay, and now we got this area. How the hell am I going to get the water all the way here? I don't think I can.
I surveyed the area before pressing even deeper into the desert, where I discovered a final door requiring a slime key. Back in this area, I was baffled as to how I was supposed to bring this spot ancient water, so some more exploration was in order, and I soon spotted some hungry dervish statues. And then it kind of just kept going, and I realized the ruins here were much bigger than I'd thought, and I soon stumbled upon a note from Big Hobson.
I came to the far, far range because the search for the unknown is in my bones, and in time, even 1,000 light years away from Earth wasn't enough. So I searched for secrets within the ancient ruins that led me here. This place was my ticket to go even further.
I toggled the switch, and it did indeed appear that only one door could be open at a time. I took a few steps forward to read from another Hobson note.
The ruins are actually great engines that allow for travel through space and maybe even time. After years of study, I knew how to activate them, and I alone would be the first to cross over into the true beyond. It was the ultimate adventure. But then there's that other door. I met Thora and fell in love. What are the chances of that? She had a piece of my heart, and the universe had the other 2 doors, Beatrix.
I proceeded through the open door, and I couldn't help but notice something.
I think these 2 doors lead to the exact same place. So I feel like the metaphor is falling flat, but that's fine.
This was a rather epic chamber, and if Hobson was correct, I was set to find yet another teleporter of some description in here.
I chose my door. I went back to the ranch and promptly sold it. I packed my things and took a tour of this beautiful land one last time. It was time I said goodbye to the life I had. My hands and feet tingled as I approached this monolithic warp terminal. What lay ahead of me was an adventure unlike anything I had ever known in my life. I stepped onto the platform, my heart racing.
I stepped up onto this thing, my heart also racing, but it did not do anything. And Hobson, the talkative fellow, had more for me.
But I didn't go. I had packed for a new adventure, but it wasn't going to be beyond space and time. So I said a little goodbye to what could have been and headed to Thora's ranch. I'm looking forward to hearing the sound of those wind chimes. I've never been in love before, never known anything like it. It's time I got to knowing what all the fuss is about. So good luck to you, Beatrix. Always remember to use your head, but let your heart do the thinking every now and then. It might surprise you. Can I use the magical warp thing? No?
So Hobson chose the door of love. How beautiful. Me too, actually, and it is a good door, but be careful, Hobson. If you love too hard, you make children and they never leave you alone.
Good job for sticking with love. 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 For my part, I need these plorts.
In the process of getting these plorts, I'm pretty sure a dervish slime fell into the abyss, so that was a bonus. And soon I was feeding statues. Except I had a little trouble finding the other statues, so this was quite a process. But I eventually found one.
Okay, there's another one. No, that's the one I already got.
The problem was, I'd been hanging out in the tunnels and lower parts of the ruins, but it was time to fly higher. Statue number 2 was here, I found the fountain up here, and...
Oh, there it is. There it is. Okay. Good.
And you know the drill. Suck up the ancient water, squirt it about, admire the rejuvenation process. Soon I was bringing life to the final spot of the glass desert.
Alright, well... What do I do now?
I decided to try and climb up here because I'd spied a mosaic Gordo up top, but the climb was a little finicky and I got frustrated. Here's some grumpy Floydson for you.
This game's great, but some of the quality of life stuff is so bad. Why can I not upgrade to have more slots in my backpack? Why is it such a pain to get around the map sometimes? Why is my jetpack the worst thing you've ever seen? This is the crappiest jetpack I've ever seen in my life. Just get up, dude. What is the problem? How are you not getting on this thing? For goodness sake, man.
But finally, by force of my sheer disappointment, I made it up. Except I didn't even have enough food to make him pop, so I'm not sure why I was obsessively trying to get up here. I did at least use the opportunity to zoom about atop the cliffs, which made for some cool views, but soon it was time to head home.
Yeah, I just gotta teleport home, and the next time I come here, I need to bring a teleporter.
Yes, indeed. It was imperative that I get a teleporter network set up soon. I brought a bunch of mosaic and dervish slimes home, so I shoved them in a corral.
How do I bought so many of these slimes here? I got too many.
I made a bunch of them into Largos, but to thin the herd, some little dinguses ended up in the ocean. The Quantums were causing a ruckus again, having escaped using their phasing abilities, I guess because they were hungry, and there were plenty of chores to attend to, so I kept busy with that for a while before the moment of truth.
Okay, you're gonna give me your Indigonium? Where's my Indigonium? None?
I kept busy with yet more chores, and I decided to make these mosaic Kangal Largos.
Diversification. 10 types of Largos. Oh yeah.
All these high-tier plorts sold at decent prices, by the way, so I was now richer than ever as I continued ensuring every corral was fed their favorite food. And I just had so many flamin' plorts. Plorts galore. All sorts of plorts, such that I made a sport of sucking them forth as if through a straw. And here is where they were sold for export.
Dervish plorts at a whopping 108 a bob. Holy crap.
Very juicy.
Treasure Cracker Mark III is 25 grand. Just as well, I'm rich.
I'd built a refinery link here, by the way, which meant I could put materials into the refinery without having to run all the way to the lab. And eventually, it was time to finally place some gadgets off the ranch. I placed pumps in the dry reef to hopefully collect deep brine, and drills in the indigo quarry to hopefully get indigonium. These spots were at least pretty convenient to get to, because the dry reef was right out the front of my ranch, and I had a two-way teleporter to the quarry.
Hopefully these get indigonium, hopefully the pumps in the dry reef get deep brine, and suddenly I'll be able to make so many glorious teleporters at long last. Way overdue.
I then killed time. I bought the Treasure Cracker Mark III upgrade. I eventually placed down more gadgets in the dry reef, except I was supposed to put pumps, and I accidentally put a couple of drills because I'm an idiot. And did I mention I had tons of plorts?
It struck midnight, right? What happened to my prices? Oh, dude. The prices absolutely tanked. They halved.
And at long last.
Deep brine? Finally, deep brine. Indigonium. Oh, so much indigonium.
All the drills and pumps I'd placed were quite expensive to make, by the way. So even though I had tons of plorts available, the refinery was still hungry for more pink plorts in particular. But eventually...
Can finally make pink teleporter and the blue teleporter. Hell yeah.
Now, as a viewer, you might think I would be most desperate for teleporters around the map, but in reality, I was spending most of my time running around the ranch like a goose on the loose, looking after my slimes. And the distance between sections of the ranch isn't that long, but it's long enough that I was well and truly tired of it. And so, this is how I used my first pair of pink teleporters.
Here. So I never have to walk between the main part of the ranch and the lab again.
And I had the blue teleporter connect to the quarry part of the ranch. I opened a tier 3 pod.
Royal Fashion Pod.
I placed more drills, and I headed to the moss blanket, because I still hadn't fully explored the area, and I figured I'd better. I found some mint mangoes, the favorite food of honey slimes, and I made my way into this area I'd never visited before, where I found a hunter gordo. There were also many tar slimes here. It was outrageous. I gathered chickens from the surrounding area, and opened quite a few pods while I was at it, and after quite a while I was finally able to burst the big fella.
A key. Do I even need any more key? Where can I even use the key?
Apparently I'd forgotten there was a door I needed to open in the glass desert.
Mint mango. Mint mango. Prickly pear. Some prickly pears.
I'd planted silver parsnips by this point too, so I think I had everything except pogo fruit growing on the ranch. I received another letter from Casey, and considering Hobson's big choice between adventure and love, this mail now seemed more relevant. I guess my character Beatrix had chosen adventuring to the slime ranch over her relationship with Casey, which suits me because I'd rather play as Beatrix the slime rancher as opposed to a dating simulator with Casey. After collecting a bunch of indigonium, the final letter from Casey arrived, and when I opened it, I got a surprising achievement.
Complete adventure mode and set up for what's next. What? I completed it because Casey's finished messaging me. There's another tour coming up and I have a feeling that this will be the one. So here I am packing my bags and thinking of you. Maybe this is how it felt when you were leaving for your big adventure. Okay, good luck with your singing career, Casey. That day, Beatrix took a moment to reflect. She thought about Hobson and Thora and the adventures she'd had exploring the far, far range. But most of all, she thought of Casey and wondered where life would take her next.
Is that Casey with the guitar there? Maybe.
I was not expecting the end of the game. That's the end. The end of the game is kind of random. I mean, I've just been really focused on just farming plots from slimes.
So I'd officially completed the story, and to celebrate, Hobson sent me some mail teasing a great reward or 3.
As a little thank you, I've activated 3 secret vaults that I built years ago to stash a small fortune of mine. Alright, well, back to it, I guess.
With the recent yield of materials, I was able to fabricate grey and green teleporters.
Gonna need silky sand, which I'm gonna guess you get from drilling.
My guess was I'd get silky sand from drilling in the glass desert. And speaking of the desert, it was time I set up a teleporter there. So I plonked one end of the grey in base, ran all the way back out to the desert, yet again, sucked up a painted chickadoo, which was an entry I needed for the Slimepedia, and fed the mosaic Gordo a bunch of silver parsnips. And upon exploding, he gave me another slime key. He'd been blocking a doorway, so I checked on the other side and found a pod, and another pod, and another pod, and I placed down the other end of that grey teleporter here, in a fairly central spot. I also set up the green teleporter in the moss blanket, and suddenly my ability to zoom about the map had improved significantly. I'd also placed apiaries in the moss blanket earlier, because the tooltips had advised this was how to get wild honey, and now it was time to harvest. Sure enough, the wild honey came in thick and fast, and collecting from these apiaries ongoing was going to be easy now that I had the teleporter set up. The wild honey helped me build a most intriguing gadget.
What do I do with it?
I installed it right next to the lab, and discovered it could be programmed to perform various tasks in the specific area of the ranch it was placed. For now, I programmed this fella to collect pink plorts from corrals to put into the refinery. Off it went to yoink some plorts, and here it goes, shoving them into the refinery. I love a bit of automation. It did not appear to be particularly fast automation, but it was certainly a lot better than nothing. I was able to afford a second drone, which I placed in the main section of the ranch, programmed to move yet more plorts into the refinery.
Kind of feels like what I should do now though is set up the right largos with the right food in the same areas so I can get drones feeding them.
There are 5 areas on the ranch, and each area can have 2 drones max, so I needed 8 more drones before I could get each area automated as much as possible, and I needed a bunch more wild honey for that, but I figured it was something I could work towards. I purchased a few more 7Z ranks, pushing up to rank 13, and I decided I wanted to make a royal fashion pod. It lets you suck a lovely crown into your inventory with which you can do this.
You. You are the king. One random pink tabby. Clearly a king.
I set up some drills and pumps in the glass desert. I collected from my various gadgets around the world. I got the achievement to fabricate 100 gadgets. I placed some apiaries in the desert too. I sucked up a Briar Chickadoo, which was another entry I needed for the Slimepedia. And I should update you on what my goals were at this point. I wanted to unlock all of the 7Z rewards, which costs about 1.4 million gold total. I didn't know it was that expensive at this point in the playthrough, but I wanted to automate and get rich anyway. And obviously I wanted to get all the achievements, and one key achievement is to complete the Slimepedia. So I was looking for an Elder Roostro, but I could not find one. So I got sick of looking and killed myself instead and accidentally got a different achievement.
I needed that achievement anyway. Knocked out before 10 AM.
As you can see, there were quite a few things I was still missing from the Slimepedia, so I had some work to do. And you may also notice I already somehow had the Elder Roostro entry, so I'd been looking for that for no reason, like a big dingus. Some Slimepedia entries were earned when collecting from these gadgets. The drills gave me glass shards, and it turned out the pumps gave silky sand, while the desert apiaries gave pepper jam. As another way to prove my wealth, I wanted to purchase every gadget recipe at the lab, so I bought a few more of those. I had a collecting and selling spree and was soon quite rich once more. And I decided to experiment with my drone's programming, but I couldn't help but notice it seemed to be out of commission. I did not know why, and couldn't figure out how to get it going once more, so I left it for now. I bought 2 more 7Z ranks, they were getting rather expensive now, and I had a minor crisis.
Oh dear. We're having issues.
I kept busy hoarding resources and making money on day 38, which led to another rank up. I raged at my lazy bee drone idiot, and I eventually stopped fluffing around and took proper stock of where I was at with my achievements.
Yeah, let's just go on an achievement hunt now. Apparently the way you get Elder Roostros is they have a chance to get old after reproducing, but they only reproduce if there's less than 12 chickens in the coop total. Oh, that's an Elder Roostro. I've got an Elder Roostro. Well, that helps. I have an achievement to feed a bunch of chickens to slime, 100 I think total. Incinerate an elder chicken. Alright, easy. Very important achievement. There you go, boys. Enjoy. I'll take a fire plort. There's an achievement to buy 10 different types of these things. Dervish. There we go. Oh no. What happened here? What happened here? How? That is an RIP to all of the dudes in here. Bro, make some baby chicks. Oh, you did. Good job. We got another important achievement. Chickadoo. Send an adorable chick into a fiery end. Rest in peace, adorable chick. Actually, there's so many chickens just spawn on the farm. There we go. Feed 100 chickens to slimes on the ranch. Lovely. This is a bad plan, but the achievement told me to do it. 1, 2, 3. There we go.
3 Lagos, 1 Corral. And what a glorious achievement spree. The next achievement had me shooting boom slimes in the air like an idiot.
Hey, there we go. We got it. Nice. The fireworks achievement.
I collected 1 more glass shard and fabricated an advanced Gordo snare. And I made a slime stage too.
Let's put the advanced Gordo snare here. And do we assume a mint mango should bring a Gordo? No. Wait, what is the hunter like? Oh, the hunter's like roostros. Damn it, it's too late now, isn't it?
Yeah, I had an achievement to snare a hunter Gordo, but I put the wrong food on this snare. Silly goose.
Can I put my roostro on there? Belatedly? Damn it. No, I wasted all those resources. A number 1 slime stage. So this is where you can put a most glorious slime. I'm gonna give you a rad plort. Tar, come with me. Don't bite my face. Place a tar on the number 1 slime stage. Can he just stay there safely? Oh, I don't think he's safe. I don't think it's safe to keep him there.
The next achievement I went for had me placing at least 50 items in each slot of a silo. Except I initially thought the silo only had 4 slots.
50, 50, 50, 50. What's your problem? I may have misunderstood the objective here. Oh, wow, you can fit a lot of stuff in these.
So I had to fill 12 slots, not 4.
50 into slot number 12. Yeah, there we go.
I next collected 50 plorts in 1 day while out and about on the range. This was just a matter of feeding wild slimes and stealing their plorts.
It's just producing infinite pink slimes. What the heck, dude? Alright, so if we shoot heaps of these guys here, I need 15 constrained in my suction at once. Oh, that was it. We got another glorious achievement to do.
For this one, I needed to jump into a corral containing at least 40 slimes. No worries, mate.
Ball pit. Now, we're gonna leave one pink slime in there. You guys can just get sprayed into oblivion.
I headed out and caught a few slime varieties, which teed up the next achievement to have 6 different types of slime in one corral.
Up to 49. That was quick. Fill a pond on the ranch with at least 5 different types of slimes. Huh?
Yeah, I was confused because I had 5 different types of slimes in this pond here, but the achievement did not pop. But then I realized this waterfall pond is a default part of the docks area. It's not a pond that I built. So I destroyed the corral that was emptied during the recent tar crisis and made it into a pond instead. That got me the pool party achievement. I collected another cycle's worth of materials, which meant I was able to make another advanced Gordo snare, on which I placed the correct bait this time.
Alright, we need a slime ball hoop. So this is how we get 50 points in a game of slime ball. But I need some basketballs.
I collected a great many pink basketballs and gave it a crack.
This is a good way to do it. Am I getting points? Huh?
The slime ball hoop seemed to have measures in place to stop me from cheesing this, as it was a bit picky as to what counted as a point.
Okay, it's not letting me get points from directly above. It doesn't let me get points if I'm too fast.
I had a few attempts, and I'm not sure my assessment of how the scoring works was actually correct, but when I got up on the cliff behind the hoop, I gathered more useful intel.
I don't understand why it's not giving me points. Now it's giving me points. It likes it when I bounce it off the hoop.
And a couple of attempts later...
Okay, this is the angle. This is the angle. This is the angle. It loves this angle. There we go.
I still had time on the clock, so I decided to see how high a score I could get.
There we go. We got 69! Woohoo!
I slept the night, and apparently that inspired my Gordo snares to work their magic.
Oh, we had a snooze and we snared a hunter Gordo. Okay, good. The hunter has become the other thing. Alright, now we're down to 5 achievements.
I'm not sure why the mint mango snared a pink slime instead of a honey slime. I guess because pink slimes eat everything. But anyway, 5 more achievements. 3 of those were in rush mode, a speedrun type version of the game. One was the Slimepedia, and one involved gold slimes. I was saving rush mode for last, and for now it was Slimepedia completion time. And for that, I needed to do a quest at the request board. The request board I'd ignored all game was now key. After completing this quest for Mochi Miles, I received some mail.
I'd like to talk business with you, so I went ahead and activated a spare teleporter in that horrible cave you call a ranch expansion. Okay. I've been wondering what the hell this was for the whole game. Maybe I shouldn't have ignored the requests the entire time, but when I first got the requests, I couldn't complete them, so I was like, whatever, I'll do it later. Wow, look at this place.
Welcome to Mochi's Manor. Down this way was blocked off for now, but through here I was able to enjoy some more abuse from Mochi.
You're standing in one of my many estates at the edge of the Nimble Valley, which is the only known home to the very rare Quicksilver slimes.
While in Nimble Valley, I received this fancy looking vac pack. And this area is basically all about a mini game through this portal, where you fire up the generator, you collect spark shots, and you shoot at these zoomy Quicksilver slimes in order to steal their plorts. This earned me the Quicksilver Slimepedia entry. After catching in the plorts I collected, I headed through the second portal, which was a slightly trickier track, in which I employed a strategy of standing still and shooting at the zoomers as they ran past me. I collected way more plorts this time.
If I get the 150, then I get a wink from Mochi.
I attempted to go again so I could earn that wink, but there was a timer before I could go again, so I left. And on the way out...
Looks like there's spots to build stuff here. Okay.
Next up was Big Ogden. I completed his request, received some mail, and suddenly this teleporter over here was active, so through I went.
Ogden, what's up, big fella?
Once again, there was a ranch-looking area that I couldn't yet access, and a minigame to complete in order to unlock rewards. And I concluded that if I grinded out these minigames, I'd probably unlock that extra ranch space. This minigame featured an area infested with angry Largos, and also very handsome glowy Ogden statues. The goal was to collect as many of these Cookadoba fruit as possible, and that was also another Slimepedia entry. And I soon realized these Largos were part Saber Slime, a slime variety unique to this area, and upon claiming one of their plorts, I unlocked another Slimepedia entry. I explored the whole area and managed to find 12 fruit, and when I shoved them in here, I earned some spicy tofu, another Slimepedia entry, and the tofu is special because it can be fed to slimes even if they are full, so it's a way of farming even more plorts. Back at base, I slept a couple of days until a Victor Humphreys quest showed up on the request board, and upon completing that, more mail, and the teleporter in the lab became active. And so I arrived at Victor's lab, where he yelled at me while wearing a weird yellow thing on his head. This basically sums up what Victor was up to.
So he's making a slimulation, and he's got glitch slimes in there.
Yeah, Victor had quite an operation.
Alright, fire up the slimulation, baby.
So this is a slime simulation, but it's got glitches, and my job was to find those glitches.
Is there something sus about you? Hey, You look a bit weird. What the hell? Glitch slime.
The way to identify a bugged out slime is by their weird deadpan expression, and my goal was to collect as many glitch slime as possible. As you can see, this simulation was a recreation of the ranges near my ranch, so I was familiar with the terrain as I wandered about sucking up glitches. At a certain point, the simulation became extra unstable, and glitchy tar slimes ran rampant, and that was my cue to leave. So once I found the portal, that's what I did. Upon exiting, I received a bug report for every glitch slime I'd collected, which I shot into here, earning some of these manifold cubes, another Slimepedia entry.
I'm just missing one slime, which I'm pretty sure is the gold slime, and one resource. What is this resource?
Turns out I was missing the elder hen, so I just needed to wait for one to grow old. On day 46, boom plorts were selling at a pretty high price, so I sold a bunch of those. I spent 32k ranking up to 17 in the 7Z, and I finally got fed up with this lazy drone, so I googled how to recharge it. Turns out I needed to spray it with water. So even if I set up automation, I'd still have to go spray my drones every now and then, which was a bit annoying. I did another run of Victor Humphrey's glitch minigame, because I wanted to see what happened if I shot over 100 bug reports into this thing.
Chicken? Oh, Bob's giving me the reward. Thanks, Bob.
I received the chicken cloner recipe, which can be made using the manifold cubes you get from the glitch minigame.
Okay, so he can give you some cool stuff. The problem is, like, I've already finished the game. I don't care.
Also, all three of the minigames at Mochi, Ogden, and Victor's Worlds are not that much fun, I'm sorry to say. I really could not be bothered grinding them out in order to unlock rewards I didn't need at this point in my playthrough. As you can see, I had a bit of a tar crisis, featuring this floating tar, and I don't know what happened over the next few days, I just kept busy. I also randomly slept through multiple nights. I have no idea why. I believe somewhere in there I got the Elder Hen Slimepedia entry. I really looked for ages, but I couldn't find the moment in the footage, but you'll see the complete Slimepedia in a second. Because on day 52, I went in search of one of Hobson's vaults that he'd gifted me when I completed the story. And by that, I mean I googled where to find one, here in the moss blanket.
Oh dude, what am I doing? No.
When I googled it, I learned there were tons of gold slimes in this particular vault. So I'd brought my gilded gingers to feed them, and I wanted to get as many gold plorts as possible. Except all the gold slimes spawned in when I wasn't expecting it, and I don't know what happened. I panicked and tried to reload so I could be more prepared or something, but the reload just put me back right next to them, and then I missed half my gilded gingers anyway, so this was just top tier goose behavior. But who cares? I got the last 2 achievements.
The main thing is we got 3 gold plorts from a single gold slime. We completed the Slimepedia.
There were also a bunch of pods in here that showered me with gold plorts, so I soon returned home with 50, shoved them in the silo, returned to grab another 50, which I also put in the silo, and then I returned to collect even more. Yeah, this vault had a lot of gold plorts. I ended up with 128 total, which I hung on to, planning to sell them when the price was high. With every adventure mode achievement done, I turned my attention to revamping my ranch. I still wanted to get filthy rich so I could clear the 1 million gold mark and unlock all of the 7Z rewards. All of my hard work culminated in this.
Okay, so I've been hard at work for about an hour. It only took an hour, that's not too bad. Silver parsnips is the only thing growing on my farm. Every single area has mosaic slimes combined with something. So it's impossible for tar slimes to spawn here. And I've got a drone set up to take the plorts into here, and a drone set up to pick up the carrots, the silver parsnips, and put them into feed. So this could theoretically go forever, except this happens. These idiots run out of battery. So I'm gonna have to splash them every now and then. But otherwise, this is gonna be a well-oiled plort making machine. So in here I've got 4 gardens making food, and then I've got a bunch of crystal mosaics. This area is tangle mosaics. And let's just see, it's been going for not too long now, and there's already over 200 plorts stacked up. So that's quite a lot. Down on the dock, mosaic saber lagos, which is interesting. Near the lab, we got dervish mosaics, who are all going crazy.
So I was set to fill my silos with plenty of plorts, and all I needed to do was splash the drones every now and then. I was putting the plorts in silos for now because I figured I'd hoard and only sell when the prices were high. Fast forward a few days and I improved my strategy. I simply got rid of the corrals, because since all the slimes in each area were of the same type, I didn't need them. And with free ranging slimes, they were able to feed themselves at the farms, just eat the food off the ground, meaning I could tell both the drones to collect the plorts.
What is that game called, Dada?
Old Slime Rancher.
Slime Rancher?
Since they were worth 112 gold, I decided to begin selling the hoarded saber plorts using this market link I'd built down in the dock area. And most of the plorts I had on hand had a decent price, so I ended up going nuts and selling like crazy, which made me realize selling literally thousands of plorts takes forever, but it also makes you a flamin' large sum of money. I'd been hoarding for about 8 or 9 days by this point, so the cash really piled up. And watch what happens here when I run between areas. See how my money suddenly went up by 30,000 gold? gold? That is because my drones had been busy selling the plorts of this area while I was away, and it updated when I re-entered. I ended day 63 with over 500,000 gold, and on day 64, I caught a bunch more mosaic slimes in the glass desert, which I added to the ranch, where I expected they'd eat the plorts to become largos and increase my plort production rates. If you look in the bottom left there, that's the drone selling plorts, and I decided I'd just leave them all selling full time, because I couldn't be bothered waiting for the prices to rise, and I also couldn't be bothered taking them all out of the silo to sell them later. So I figured I'd make my fortune by simply selling an outrageous amount of plorts, so that even mediocre prices could not stop me. I paid a visit to another vault, from which I claimed more gold plorts, just to speed up the money-making process a little, and I left the game on for a while, to see how well my slimes and drones would perform.
Been chugging along for a couple hours, I don't know how long exactly. I've just been checking in every now and then to make sure my drones keep working. And as you can see, we're up to almost 900 grand. So we're chugging along nicely. Also, I think I added a few extra slimes.
Yeah, my money-making operation seemed to be decent, but I decided it was time for something different.
And I think it's time to go for this. We're gonna go for rush mode. Now, I have done a little bit of research in advance.
I did indeed do a little bit of research. Not enough though, as I certainly still struggled to plan my run out, but let me set the scene for you. In rush mode, the quests are very important because they give 6 gilded ginger and add 12 minutes to the timer counting down on my vac pack there. You start with a bunch of gadgets, most crucially some teleporters and drones, and the reason the gilded gingers are so good is because there are a bunch of golden gordos around the map, and feeding them 3 gilded gingers causes them to explode into gold slimes, which you can feed to get gold plorts. Also, plorts have a fixed price in this mode, and if you sell 25 of a single plort variety, you get a 5% bonus to your end score. So selling a large variety of plorts is very helpful. My goal was to get 75,000 new bucks within the time limit, as that would earn me all 3 achievements. I began by resetting a few times until I found a favorable starting quest.
Carrots and chickens, that's what I'm talking about. We can get that done.
From the outset, I want to highlight that the time pressure of this mode really stressed me out. But basically, my goal was to get the quests done ASAP. They reset after a day or so I'd be able to do more later to add more time and get more ginger, and I wanted to use that ginger to get as many gold plorts as possible. I reserved the gilded gingers exclusively for blowing up the gordos, and then fed the gold slimes whatever other food I could get lots of in order to get them to poop out as many gold plorts as possible. Somehow, on my very first gordo, I got a whopping 39 gold plorts, a feat I struggled to replicate later on.
I just got like 12 grand. I only need 75 grand. Surely this is doable.
One other change in this mode is that the gordos sitting on teleporters can be popped with just one piece of food. So I immediately headed to this island off the dry reef. I stocked up on food as I went, and I fed this here gordo. This time I got way less gold plorts. But you get the idea. The golden gordos are a key way to make big money, but they won't make you enough money. You've also got to be smart about the way to farm plorts from various slimes. On this first run, I was not smart in 2 key ways. Firstly, I spent way too long setting up corrals and food for all the low tier slimes. I even set up drones to automate their food and the selling of the plorts. The second way I was not very smart is I didn't plan out my slime key collections well. The gordos that give keys still require a fair bit of food to pop, so you've got to be strategic about that. But the main way I failed is I didn't know how many keys I'd actually need. Getting into the quarry was easy, which allowed me to add some new slime varieties to the ranch, and I was grateful I'd made so much money from the early golden plorts as it afforded all these corrals and farms. The second quest popped up, and I needed crystal slimes, so I headed out to the island off the coast of the quarry region, and I actually placed a teleporter down here so I could get back quickly to pop the crystal gordo and golden gordos that were here. So that was a second quest done, which led to more gold plorts. I got a slime key from the crystal gordo, and I got more gold plorts, but I struggled to get anywhere close to 39 like I'd gotten the first time. The golden slimes are quite elusive, but at least I had a key with which I could get into the ancient ruins, and mercifully the giant door here was already open for me. This led to some quantum slimes, but I only had 26 minutes left, so I'd been going for 48 minutes, and I still didn't have my hands on any moss blanket or glass desert slimes, which happened to be the most profitable slimes. So while I was beginning to reach the magic number of 25 plorts for many of the less profitable slimes, I realized at this point I'd gone about things the wrong way. I should have targeted the higher tier slimes first, and at this point I couldn't really remember where to get more slime keys. But after some fumbling about, I recalled this guy in the quarry, so that got me the key. But while I was waiting for my jetpack to recharge, I muttered to myself,
where else can I get an easy key? key.
The key from the Rad Gordo at least got me access to the glass desert, but I had less than 19 minutes left and this place needed rejuvenation, which takes a while. Fortunately, I wisely saved a teleporter to place here, so I was able to instantly return home where I sold some hard-earned puddle plorts, which got me over the 25 mark for another plort variety, and I spotted another quest was available, but Flamin' Ogden wanted mint mangoes, and because of my poor slime key management, I didn't even have access to the moss blanket yet. The one thing I did have going for me was a ridiculous amount of low and mid-tier slimes, so my wealth was growing by the sheer volume of plorts exported as my drones chugged away and I manually sold when I found a moment. While I was on the cusp of getting a bunch of new slimes in the glass desert, I decided my priority should be the quest, to earn 12 more minutes on the clock and to give me a chance at a bunch more gold plorts. I knew I wasn't over the 75,000 gold mark yet, but I was pretty sure selling another 40 or so golds would do it, because I had 28k on hand at this point, and I'd obviously spent a lot, so I was guessing I must be up to around 50k total. The problem was I needed a slime key to get into the moss blanket so I could get the mint mangoes. So I paused and googled where the heck to get another key, which reminded me there's a pink Gordo on the Dry Reef Island. So I scrambled my way there, got the key, and headed to the moss blanket. However, I had some trouble. I found this bush here, but it only had 3, and I needed 4.
I'm gonna run out of time. I'm actually gonna run out of time. Dude, why are there no mint mangoes in the universe? I see mint mango. Okay. Let's hope.
So that took me 3 or 4 minutes of running around like a goose on the loose. And I don't know what that random mint mango was doing on the floor, but it was about to get eaten by a pink slime, so I got lucky. That quest turn in earned me 12 more minutes, and crucially, the gilded gingers with which I could hopefully secure the last bit of cash I needed to successfully complete the challenge. I headed to this island and used up 3 of my gilded gingers, and you'll notice I had an extra random ginger. That's because I found one in the wild when I was in the glass desert for 1 minute earlier. But anyway, I secured a decent 21 gold plorts, and I still had enough gingers to burst 1 more Gordo in the 12 minutes I had left. Except this happened when I was heading home from the island.
Oh no. That is a big GG. I'm gonna fail because of that. I hate this game's energy system, dude. I was rushing. That's such a fail, man.
Yeah, I was indeed rushing, but I didn't realize I was low on energy, so my jetpack did not jetpack, and I went plop, losing not only 21 gold plorts, but all of the gilded ginger. So basically, I dropped around 12,000 gold into the ocean. Another quest came in, but honestly, I didn't even recognize what the heck plorts they wanted, so I just went all in trying to make as much money from the slimes I had on the ranch. Once my on-hand gold crept above the 40,000 mark, I thought I was fine despite my big fail. I was pretty sure I'd spent like 20,000, so maybe I had 65,000 total, and I'd also secured quite a few multipliers for the bonus, so surely I would get all 3 achievements. Surely I would get 75,000 points.
Oh no! I only got 2 achievements. I was... Why, bro? I mean, I played that so badly.
I later realized I'd actually lost 10% of my total score when I died. So if I hadn't died, I would have gotten over 75k. And obviously, if I sold the gold plorts I had when I died, I would have won easily. Despite my rather inefficient strategy, I would have been fine if not for a silly plop into the ocean. And so I had to go again. This time I was not taking any chances.
I've got a whole document here to help me.
Basically, I was much more intentional planning out my slime key collection. I went to the moss blanket way sooner, in the early hours of the morning on day 2. I grew a ridiculous amount of mint mangoes and made a bunch of different honey lagos to enjoy them. I of course did the quests and got as many gold plorts as possible, and I began rejuvenating the desert in the middle of day 3, with plenty of time on the clock as opposed to my last effort, where I never rejuvenated the desert. I planted prickly pears next to the lab, and had a ton of dervish tangle slimes who enjoyed eating those, and I had dervish mosaics over here too. And basically, I just had a ridiculous amount of highly profitable plorts on the ranch, as opposed to last time when I had mostly cheap crap. As you can tell, essentially my strategy was to rush for the top tier slimes, and I picked up 25 plorts from the lower tier slimes once my ranch was established. As you can see, I had well over 75,000 on hand with more than 10 minutes to go, so I actually just skipped a quest and stood around for ages. I could have hustled for more gold plorts and pushed my score even higher, but as it was, apparently my second attempt was slightly better than my first, thanks to a vastly superior strategy.
3, 2, 1. Woohoo! Woohoo! Alright. So, if you have a proper plan in place, that is much easier. Final score of 215 grand. I feel like that's a pretty good score. The fact that I had my drones just spam selling was crazy. I only sold like maybe 100 honey plorts myself. My drone sold a few hundred. The drone shenanigans really add up.
And the plort bonus was 82% as opposed to 53% last time. A job well done.
We've got all the achievements. The last thing I want to do is make well over $1 million and buy all of the 7Z rewards. Can do that.
And so here I go back into the adventure world, making money. I already showed you my ranch setup earlier, so as you know, it was just a matter of time. Though one thing I did notice is that the quantum largos seem to be terrible at feeding themselves. Absolute idiots. It was rather annoying because they lagged behind in the plort production. I visited the third vault for another injection of sweet, sweet gold, and I slept through the night a bunch to speed up the process, because farm growth, slime activity, and drone activity seemed to continue while I was asleep. I splashed many a drone to wake them up, and by day 81, I had almost 1.3 million new bucks. So I went on a rampage ranking up my 7Z rewards, which earned me some rather interesting stuff, like backpack upgrades and gadget blueprints. And the final few ranks cost me a whopping 150,000 gold. But finally,
Okay, we got it. I have 100 grand to spare as well. There we go. Max rank at the 7Z Rewards Club, Golden Hour 3. Because of your efforts, more people will be aware of otters than ever before. Money well spent.
one of the upgrades increased my max backpack size up to 100. I wish I had that earlier.
Oh, and it made the pile of slimes here so tall.
Lovely, lovely. 100% of Slime Rancher complete. Don't forget, Game of Thrones Legends is available free to play now. Click the link below or hit the QR code to download it for free and get a bonus 50 gold, 3,000 food, and a daily summon token.